Hello, everybody. My name is Abby Elliott, and today I am here with Greg and Donald. We are here to present our group topic on energy conservation, nudges and environmentalist ideology, evidence from randomized residential electricity experiments. For this study, it was conducted in various major states in California. It was conducted by Costa and Kahn, who are two professors at the University of California, Los Angeles. The purpose of the study was to see how different political affiliations by household would react to energy consumption nudges in her reports. Below is the citation to the study with a link. Next, we will talk about the description of the problem. The issue is to see how different political affiliations react to energy conservation nudges and how effective they are. The motivation is to learn about how nudges can change conservation in electricity. Finally, the importance of the study is to see which best nudge works for different political affiliations. There are several stakeholders at play in this study. The direct stakeholders are the University of California, Los Angeles, where the researchers are from. UCLA Zinman Real Estate Center provided the funding for the study. Finally, the state of California is involved with this study because multiple major cities were analyzed in this state. From the consumer stakeholders' perspective, there were multiple participants who are also stakeholders. The electricity company providing the HER statements to the consumers are stakeholders. The ADM Associates 2009 report for high-density single-family homes was used in the study, which made them a consumer stakeholder. Finally, OPower contributed to the study by providing insight that increasing communications among people receiving the HERs in the same community would lead to greater energy savings. The third-party stakeholders included various oil, gas, and electric companies whose profits will be affected by lowering energy usage. Green energy agencies and policymakers are also third parties because they can use the research found in the study to increase electricity savings in residential communities. Environmentalists are also third-party stakeholders because this research directly affects what stances they stand for. Finally, various political parties are stakeholders because this research focuses on how various political households use energy and how they respond to energy conservation nudges. There are several behavioral insights at play with this study. Multiple decision errors are appropriately applied in all households that use electricity. It is important to identify how decision errors affect choices in the household and how harnessing these errors can create behavioral changes when it comes to energy uses. To start, status quo is important to address because all families can be very comfortable with the amount of energy they are currently using on a daily basis. It can also be hard to convince some families to reduce their energy, which can be uncomfortable for them. Secondly, loss aversion decision errors can cause families to ignore the future savings of reducing energy consumption. Families experiencing this decision error can perceive that making greener choices in the home can be too expensive and not right for them. Thirdly, present bias preferences can cause families to see that conserving energy has too high of cost for them now, and the future benefits will be too low for them. Many families may think that this will one day conserve more energy, but at the present time, it would be too inconvenient. Next, the self-serving fairness bias can play a factor on energy consumption. If the families believe that they are paying for the energy out of their own pocket while ignoring the environmental impact, they will be less likely to save energy because they claim their energy usage as their own. Also, nonlinear probability will have an effect because families do not see the increases of benefits when saving energy because they are comfortable in their home, and it will be costly and important to them. In addition to these behavioral insights, there's also the peanuts effect. The user could see that energy saved or used will not have a great impact in the savings in the future and can choose to ignore the report. Next is bracketing, where families will see if they have lower consumption now, they can have more energy consumption in the future. This decision error also focuses on the present and justifies future energy expenses. Also, there is projection bias and hot-cold empathy. In this context, it means that if families feel that their energy bill is too high now, it will always be high. Since they do not conserve energy now, they do not see the savings that they could be making if they started today. Finally, the last decision error is over-optimism. This means that families can either overestimate or underestimate how much energy they are currently consuming and can negatively impact their bill with more expenses. This covers the behavioral insights of the study. Now I will let Greg discuss the interventional design of the study.
Thank you, Abby. The interventional design. The study was conducted as a field experiment in the residential building period from January 2007 until October 2009. Subjects were randomly chosen and put into the control group and treatment group. Total subjects in this study were 81,722, 48,058 in the control group, and 33,664 in the treatment group. The difference between the treatment group and the control group is the treatment group received the energy conservation nudge in the form of the home electricity report, better known as HER, while the control group just received a regular bill. The HER report is sent to the treatment households to encourage reduction in electricity usage. The homes in the electric only received the HERS report monthly, and households with electric and gas received the HERS report quarterly. The HERS report in the experiment provides nudges of the information comparing household usage with their surrounding neighbors. In the second page of the report, comparing the electric use with previous usage during the year. Also, the HERS report provides energy tips and feedback to the household, how they are doing on conserving energy. The treatment group was broken up into two households with electric only and households with gas. Some treatment tips include changing your AC filters, upgrading to an efficient AC unit, installing solar panels. Then to see if the experiment is working, the report measures the electric consumption based on kilowatts per hour to see the usage is more or less than in the control group. On to slide 8. The intervention design continued. The participants in the group were encouraged to lower their energy consumption and gave the energy tips as previously stated. The researchers measured the energy usage from month to month while the experiment was running and compared to political continuation. Continuation with intervention and design explanation. Here's an example, as you can see on the slide of the HER report. And one can see nudges are presented in colorful graphs with statistical data along with motivational words of how the customer is doing in their quest to conserve energy, along with action steps that provide tips to save energy. Why could ideology mediate the response to the nudge? Given the background, the study tested two hypotheses. One, did the nudge work because the people read the report and wanted to lower their electricity bills? That would be the non-ideological reason. Or two, the second reason is that people follow the nudge or refuse the nudge in defiance of their beliefs because of ideological reasons. On to slide 9. The intervention protocols. The intervention protocol. The study was conducted in the field by sending treatment groups in the home. In the treatment group, the home electricity report, as previously stated. The participants were randomly chosen from the 85 census tracts with a high density single-family homes who have current accounts with utility companies for a year. The total size again for the study was 81,722 people or households. Intervention protocols, like I previously stated how the study was conducted. The study was conducted as a field study using primary data set consisting of residential billing from January 2007 to October 2009. The data in the study provided in the chart gives all the characteristics of the study, from how much the home square footage is to when the home was built to the political affiliation. The data factors. The billing data was linked to the treatment and control groups, which contains information on when households began to receive the HERS report, as well as statistical data of the households, as I previously stated. To test for the ideological factor, they merged voter information and historical donation into the data set for comparison. On to slide 10. Results and impacts of the study. In response to the treatment, conservatives decreased their daily kilowatt usage to 1.7%. Liberals decreased their daily kilowatt usage to 2.4%. Those who purchased green energy reduced their consumption by 0.9% compared to those who did not. Households that donated to environmental organizations decreased their consumption of energy by 1.1% compared to those households that did not donate to environmental groups. On to slide 11. Results and impacts continue. Overall, the daily kilowatt usage and household billing cycle decrease. Liberals showed more of an energy consumption decrease than conservatives, as the chart to the right shows. In response to the treatment, the average daily kilowatt usage, in addition, liberals showed a more noticeable decrease in usage than conservatives, as the chart shows. The HER report. People find information more reliable when it conforms to strong prior beliefs. But HER's report does show that no matter whose ideology, that the people can be influenced by those in their network. By looking at their neighbors' usage, people decrease if their neighbors are using less because they want to be in that same group of using less energy. Results and impact on the slide 12, continued. Ideology, donating to environmental groups and paying for green energy is statistically significant in response to the treatment. The paper's primary focus has been to measure the difference responses from liberals to conservatives in receiving the HER report. Answers to the paper are as follows. The results showed ideology to those who donated to environmental groups, and those who purchased green energy significantly responded to the treatment. Other regression factors are education level also played a role. The higher number of college graduates, the lower number of energy consumption tended to be. Also, household characteristics, that those who resided in older, bigger houses and electric houses tended to reduce their consumption. On to slide 13.
So I will discuss the visual presentation of our findings. So for the intervention, to start, our problem is to find out how to reduce energy consumption no matter what type of political affiliation a household has. To begin, a household will receive a HER report from the electric company that will inform them of the changes that they should make and how much energy they are consuming. Households will then examine the HER report to identify wasted electricity and gas. With that, that is an identifying factor of these suggestions. So they will look at the suggestions on the HER report and utilize said suggestions. They will then invest in these new suggestions to lower energy consumption. They will install new systems and practice energy saving techniques. Ultimately, they will save more money. And then, as this is a cycle, they will receive a new report from the electric company and will go on from there.
Discussing some of the nudges, let's take a look at how some of these nudges could be implemented. First of all, taking a look at incentives, policymakers could look at the use of automatic credits or consider other benefits when customers achieve average consumption from the prior year that is going down. So if they're reducing their consumption from the prior year, then they could have it where benefits, they could receive certain types of credits or benefits. When it comes to understanding mapping, utility companies could send out energy officials to do presentations to individual households so that they can understand the benefits of choosing to embrace green energy programs and to understand how they would benefit them long term. Often we see that many households may not understand how their energy usage compares to their neighbors, which the treatment clearly showed that people did want to reduce their energy needs, but they may not understand how they can do so. And so having a presenter come out from the company could help with that. Defaults, utility companies could choose to set up automatic enrollment programs um, for different programs. They could set up these automatic enrollment programs, and people who are in those programs could, once they achieve a certain reduction, average consumption in their energy, automatic benefits and credits could automatically kick in, thereby making it out of sight, out of mind for many of the customers. Under, utility companies are in a great position to provide feedback as part of their monthly bill to explain the usage to their neighbors. So this is something that could also be done. Expecting customers expecting that customers will likely commit errors when it comes to staying on track to reduce their consumption is something that utility companies should be prepared for. So to respond to this, utility companies could train their customer service representatives when people call or email or utilize other ways to get in contact with the company to make sure that they inform their customers of the different options that they have to reduce their energy usage. And so this could take place through email correspondence, through regular phone calls, or through the live chatting options, or even when utility company personnel comes out to individual homes for repairs or inspections. Let's talk about the feast model. So one of the important pillars of the feast model is that it's fun. Utility companies could make saving energy fund by providing options for customers to see how saving how energy they could provide a option for utility for customers to see how energy saving products could be displayed in their home, very similar to what Amazon and other companies do, um, having a cell phone or other smart device see where they would want to place that item and to be able to scale it to size and, allow customers to have the opportunity just to reimagine the way in which their home is set up. In this case, instead of with older products, to have them with newer products that use much less energy. Another pillar is to make it easy for people to reduce their energy usage. So utility companies could do this by, it could make one easy way to do this is that utility companies could help customers conserve energy by encouraging customers to purchase energy saving products. In relation to the last point that we made, making it easy through offering credits, through having a recommended list on their websites or provided in their monthly bills or statements that could allow for people to be able to find different products to put in their homes that are more energy efficient. Another pillar of the feast model is attractive. So utility companies could make energy savings attractive by working with government to enact certain tax credits for people who engage in energy compensation measures, such as uh, purchasing solar panels, offering, having these credits activate through the purchase of turning their home into a smart home, using other types of energy and water savings devices to be put in the home, having the home weatherized, just a lot of different options. But these benefits become attractive through a tax credit. Another pillar is making it social. So um, utility companies could provide decision aids to help educate homeowners on energy waste. Um, so again, these are things that could be put in the monthly bill. They could even have competitions between them and their neighbors to earn different credits. So lots of options that energy companies have. Finally, it's timely. As many of us know, um, timely decisions are very important when it comes to our energy usage, especially when the winter comes. So utility companies could assist their customers by encouraging those customers to put in place certain energy saving measures in the late summer, early fall, before the weather changes, making it timely for those customers to be able to put in energy saving to make those changes so that they can be able to save on their energy bill over the winter. Let's move on to some recommendations for policymakers. Since a lot of energy companies are regulated at the state level, states are in a very good position to help with from uh, the transition to renewable energies. States could help do that by making certain regulatory changes, by making it easier for industry and residential energy users to transition to renewable energy. And this will help to speed the adoption of these kind of things. Next, utility companies' home energy reports should be adopted in large measure to utility companies should expand the use of home energy reports as a tool to help their customers understand their energy usage, especially when compared to their neighbors. This could be done through quarterly or monthly statements, helping just again to help people be aware of their of what energy they're using. Environmental groups, along with government, should help to work with um, government to create messaging for all different types of communities to adopt um, renewable energies and to better manage home energy. As the study has talked about, um, what works in California may not work in Texas, and so there's different messages that can be made for different groups of people. We can see the results clearly showed that there were certain ideological differences between different amounts of decrease between liberals and conservatives, between people who lived in a smaller house opposed to a bigger house. So crafting different messages for different groups of people in different communities is a critical step in making in helping to speed the adoption of renewable energy and to speed the greater awareness of energy usage and the ability to all of us to reduce energy consumption. So let's talk about some of our discussion questions. First, what do you think do why do you think home electricity reports are more effective on one political ideology over the other? Secondly, what kinds of messaging points could be effective at promoting energy conservation among conservatives?
For our contribution to work, I will go first with mine. I served as the administrator for this group project. I set up the Zoom meeting, created the Google presentation and shared with group mates, viewed the grading rubric, and I assigned roles to divide the presentation. I'll let Greg go next with his project management.
I was the project manager. I made adjustments to the PowerPoint presentation and added additional fixes suggested by the professor. Communicated effectively with the group mates to discuss changes and assist in assigning roles of responsibility. On to Donald.
My role was to submit the assignments on behalf of the group, maintain communication about the project with the professor, and to edit the recording of this presentation and to provide other support as needed.
Now here is my reflection of the project. The three most valuable things I learned in the project: one is teamwork. Together, everyone achieves more. Two, nudges are powerful tools if used right. Nudges need to be used in the right way without denying people the choice. Three, the success of your message is dependent on how the message is tailored to your audience. On this project, such as this, the message nudges conveys is important because nudges are relatively inexpensive ways to change people's habits without a lot of red tape and delay. These things will be helpful to my future career, education, and personal life. It's important to work with your teammates. for an operation to be successful. I would personally like to thank Abby and Donald for working hard and very professional on this project. I wish them good luck in their future.
Thank you so much, Greg. I'm going to talk about the 3 things that I learned. The 3 most impactful things I learned from this class are humans make several decision errors every day that can be capitalized on by private and public corporations. However, policymakers can harness these decision errors for good to push people to make the right decisions. Next, understanding behavioral insights and how they can be implemented to policy successfully was important to me. Finally, this class has helped me properly identify nudges through taxation, fines, opt-in and opt-out programs, and through messaging. Different nudges have different levels of effectiveness as seen by this project. I will apply all 3 of these concepts to make policy changes at my organization more effective. Understanding how behavioral insights impact all of us will help me understand how policies are implemented. And finally, I will pass it on to Donald.
Thank you, Abby and Greg. Here are the 3 things I've learned while doing this project and in this class. First, in general, policy recommendations should be specific towards the stakeholders that are involved. If they're not, then they make very little sense. Not being able, you have to be able to explore the full possibilities available to policymakers. So often policymakers get trapped in using the same version of the same policy that they've been using for, that's been talked about and discussed and researched for years, instead of looking at the wide range of alternatives that may be available, even those things that may have been considered unworkable. Sometimes it may be a good idea just to blow the dust off those books and to examine if they are able to be implemented in a different way. Finally, different groups require different messaging. Even as the study has clearly stated, the type of messaging that's used on liberals to get them to reduce their energy consumption is a much different, may not work on a different group of people. Maybe someone who identifies themselves as conservative or libertarian, they may have a different view on things. Different communities think different. So utilizing those different, being creative when it comes to the different types of messaging that can be used with different groups is very important. How this is going to help me in my future career is that having a clear understanding of what you are being asked to do. Often, just in life and in any kind of project that you're asked, is that if the understanding, if you don't understand what you're being asked, it's very difficult to find the solutions and to produce the product that is being asked. So thank you to Abby and Greg for a great presentation, for a great project.
Thank you to you both. In conclusion, we'll talk about the corrections on the problems that we had with our rough draft. So we had 4 slides that we needed to fix. For slide 7, we added more information about the control and treatment groups. On the slide 7 speaker notes, the suggestion from the HER reports were listed. On slide 8, we put photos of examples of HER reports. For slide 9, we moved the table from slide 7 to slide 9, and we're more specific about the material in the speaker notes. Finally, on slide 13, we edited the decision aid and narrowed down the information. We also added information about gas usage. This will be the conclusion of our project. Thank you again to Donald and Greg for wonderful work on this project. And we look forward to everybody's answers to our discussion questions. Thank you so much again for your time and have a great day.